Hi and welcome to this new video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to combine a subscriber, a publisher, and a service in the same node in ROS2. This is a very common scenario, something that you'll have to do very frequently when you work with ROS2, and especially if you're starting, this video is for you. So let's go. The first thing we're going to do is go to the construct and launch the ROS2 that I'll leave the link in the video description. You can do all the things that I'm going to teach you. You can do them in your local computer, for sure, exactly in the same way. The only thing is that using this ROS2, you'll have the simulation and all the extra files that we're going to need to do this example. Okay? So let's go. First thing is click on the link of the ROS2 that I leave in the video description, or you can create a new one and download the code from the repository. The repository is this one, Fruits Detector, and here you'll have all the code that we're going to generate. Okay, as you wish. Once you have it, the ROS2, first thing is we're going to launch it, and to launch it we just have to click Run. The first thing is we're going to go to our package, and inside it we are going to create a new script. As you can see, I've already created scripts here. We're going to create a new one. In this case, we're going to let's say pub sub service example.py. There you go. We have this. So the first thing that we're going to add is a bit of boilerplate, things that you'll need for sure when you create a node in ROS2. The first thing that we're going to create is a main. There we go. So we have this main function that initializes this RCLPy, and we have to add some elements so that this works. The first thing that we have to add always in ROS2 is this file, this description for Python. Otherwise, it won't work. Okay? It will say that it's not able to execute this file. Then we have to add some imports. In this case, I'm going to add all the imports that we're going to use. Well, I'm going to add one by one, okay? The ones that we're going to use now, and I'll be adding them along the way, okay? First thing, we add this, the Python library for ROS, easy. And then we're going to add some OS. I think we don't need it for now. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so this is the basic elements that you need to have a ROS node running in ROS2. The other element that we need is the definition of this node. In this case, we have named it combined node. And for that, we're going to create a class which inherits from node. Let's go here. There you go. Combined node that inherits from node class here from the Python library for ROS2. Yeah. Let's start with initializing. First thing that we need is to add the initialization of all the elements of node. Let's say here what we're saying is, hey, first initialize everything that this parent class initializes, okay? Because it needs to start things to be able to connect to ROS2. And we give it a name. Or our node, in this case, combined node, but we can give it any name we want. Yep. As you can see here, we could execute this right now if we wanted. Let's execute it. So the first thing that we have to do is add this name to our CMake list. Again, this I'm not going to explain all the details of this, but essentially to make this work, you'll have to add this to the CMake list, okay? So your publish node or whatever node you want this script There you go. And now we compile. So we go to our terminal and we compile. And let's see. We go to ROS2 workspace, bash, and then colcon build. Let's only build the package. There we go. This is to only compile this one. There we go. Source, install, setup, bash. And then we do our ROS2 run pub sub. Oops, sub. And double tap and see publish example. And there we go. It doesn't do anything because we haven't added anything, but you have a ROS node running already. Let's have a look. If we go to another terminal, we can see what's going on there. ROS2 node list. Whoops, sorry. There we go. So we have our combined node there running. So now let's add some elements because this is a bit dumb, okay? So the first thing we're going to add is our subscriber, our publisher, and our service server. So let's go. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to create the publisher. And we have an image, in this case, an image type message. And we have to, therefore, import it. So to import it, we do it through this sensor messages package image, and you have it here, okay? And now we give it a name, in this case, any name we want. And then the buffer, the queue that we want to have in this publisher. Okay, this is the publisher, easy. Now we create the subscriber. Okay, there you go. The subscriber, again, we create this variable and we use create subscription. We do self create subscription and you say, okay, then we haven't defined this function here. That's because this function, or this method is defined inside the parent class, which is node. Yeah, that's why we do self. Here we give it the same type, and in this case, we are giving it this long topic, which is boxbot1, camera, blah, 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 image raw. And we're defining a callback. The callbacks are methods that are called when it receives a message through this topic. Yes? And we'll define it in a second. And you say, okay, I have some questions. Why this name? The reason why this name is because we are launching a simulation. In this case, to launch the simulation, you have to open the Jupyter Notebook, which is the notes that I've left here for you so that you have a guide on how to do it and some code, the solutions and so on. And in one of the terminals, you have to launch the simulation. Let's go. Don't forget to source. And let's launch the simulation. There we go. It will pop up the gazebo window. In the local computer, it will happen the same thing. It will appear a window for gazebo. And you should see something like this. So we have our robot, and we have a banana and an apple in a very cozy environment that you have here, okay? what we're interested in is in the images. So let's have a look on the images. For that, let's go to slash, and we are going to do RViz2. We are going to launch RViz, and I've created an RViz file for you that connects to the image topics and the topics that we're going to publish. Select the file. Okay, if you go to your ROS2 workspace, root detector, and RViz root. There we go. Okay, so we have an image here. Nothing very fancy. And here we have the robot model. There. The only thing that you have to do is add an image up. Add image around here, this one, and you have to select the topic. In this case, the input image is boxbot1 blah 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 image ROM. So exactly the image topic that we need and we're going to subscribe to. There we go. That's why we are using this. Now let's create this this callback. Okay. So this callback, the image callback, is very simple. Is image callback, which is this guy here, and what it does is get the message published inside this topic, which is the image that we're seeing here right now. And then we are saving it into a variable. That way we have the most updated value of the image and we can process stuff in other callbacks. Yes? Now the next step is we have the subscriber and we have the publisher. Now we need the service server. So let's add the service server. There we go. Here again we are creating this variable string service, create the service, that it's a function, it's a method defined inside the node, parent node class. And we are using this string service message. We don't know where it is. Now we're going to see where it is defined. And then this name we give it us. It's the server. We are creating the server, so we can give any name we want. And then again, a callback that it will be executed when someone calls this service. So first thing, this message, where are we getting it from? We are getting it from this guy here. Custom interface, SRV, string message, and you say, where is this? This is a package that I've created for this example, because there are not many examples of standard service server or service messages that have this structure, which is quite common actually. And I think you'll use it a lot throughout all your ROS2 programs, which is having as a request a detect string and as response a boolean saying if it worked or not, and a string saying if it didn't work, why it didn't work, and if it worked, why it did work. And I defined this, okay? You'll have it in the repository, so you can download it and compile it. Remember to source. Okay, now we have this publisher, this subscriber, and this service server. We have to define this guy still. Okay, so let's have a look. There we go. This is a bit more complex. We're going to go step by step, okay? String service server callback, self, request, and response. This structure is always the same for the service servers, service callbacks, okay? So you can copy that as it is. By the way, to follow this video, You can just follow along and then download the code, or just pause the video, type, which I highly recommend that you do it, but for time I can't type all the commands. And that way you'll see the errors that you do, and probably you'll learn a lot. Then here we're doing just a print that we've received the message. And here we are accessing this detect variable that is inside this service server request in this case, okay, message. If it's apple, we're going to do one thing. If it's banana, we're going to do another thing. And if it's something else, then we are going to do something generic, but we are going to also do something. What are we doing exactly? What we're doing exactly is we are generating an image, a dummy image now, and we are publishing that image. So what we're doing is we are subscribed to an image, and this image is just saved, and we're not going to use it in this dummy example. But then we use this publisher object to publish images. Okay, you can note that it's not directly the publisher. We're going to create this function right now, but essentially we are publishing the image generated. So we have to create this publish image method, and we also have to generate these methods also. Now let me create them, and we can have a look at them. They're very simple. So they might seem a lot of code, but actually it's not that much. Okay. Now that we have these three methods, what we're going to do is explain a bit and see the method and the libraries that we're using. Okay. The first thing is we are using this OS, so we have to import it. Import OS. Great. That's one. Here what we're doing is joining to a scripts path. And we don't have that script path, so let's create that script. Let me see my notes. Okay. There we go. Here what we're doing is getting the path of our package using the get package path, which is defined inside the node class. Here we get the path, and then we get the scripts path. That way we are able to find our folder scripts. And inside it we have three different images. We have this apple image, this banana image, and this unknown image. And we're going to use it to publish it in ROS. Then we are doing an image read, and we're going to use OpenCV. So we have to import it. OpenCV. Yep, there we go. And we have this CV image read. So we are reading each of the images. It's exactly the same, the unknown, the apple, and the banana. There are three methods that are practically identical. Then if that worked, then what we have to do is check that the image was loaded correctly. So we can see that now we're using this kind of self-bridge stuff. And what it's doing this is convert our image from OpenCV to a ROS2 image message. So we have to initialize this bridge. So let's initialize it. Let me see. Okay. So we go here in the init, and we create this self-bridge CV bridge, and we have to import this method, this class. Okay. There we go. Okay, great. So now we have these functions, these methods that are published, you can see, through the call of this service, which is generate apple, generate banana, and generate unknown detection image. And each one of them return this message of image, this ROS2 version of this image. And returning this, now it's published through this publish image. And that's how we're going to publish a new image inside there. Yes? And that's quite it, I think. So let's compile and see if it works. We have to go here. We are going to, let me see. Stop this. We're going to Control R, colon. There you go. There we go. Sometimes it's not necessary to source, but sometimes it is. In ROS2, it's a bit hit or miss. So I normally launch it every time, just to be sure. Let's launch this. Okay, one improvement that we're going to do, because I think it will be helpful, is to add to our code let's add to our code in the init method something that tells us that the node is ready. So we have the service working and everything, because sometimes it's a bit, we could check it with services, but I prefer doing this. That way you know exactly when it's running. Oh, there you go. So there's an error there. So it says combined node object has no attribute get package path. So let's look. Because maybe I missed something. There we go. I missed the function. Yeah. So I thought that was here. There we go. So yeah, this method, I remember that it was in the node, but no, it's I defined it myself. So this get package path, what it does is use this amid index to get the path of the package. So the thing that we have to import is this amid index. So let's have a look. This amid index. And we import it here. There we go. And let's compile again and launch it again. There we go. What are we seeing here? What we're seeing here is the following. We're seeing that we are publishing this received an image. This means that this guy here, which is the image callback, is receiving images from this topic. Great, that's fantastic. Now we're going to check that our publisher and especially our service is working. So ROS2 service list. Too many. But we are seeing that we have this detect root service. The reason why there are so many is because Gazebo generates a lot of services. So we have it. Yeah. So the next step is let's call this service to do something. Let's have a look. I've posted the commands to call this service. If you want to know how this is built, have a look at the course on ROS2 Basics, and you will explain everything in detail. Let's look. Apple. Strange. Why it's not working? Let's have a look. the service is called detect root service. What did I write here? It's not this name. Okay. So let's change it. Now it's more like it. Let me just change it here so you guys have it correct. There we go. It was correct. It was just that one. Okay. We can see that here something has changed, and this because it says Apple path blah 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 blah, success to load the Apple image. Let's see. It was published. It is published. Why do I know that? Because I'm seeing the Apple here, and because this one is this detections image. You can see if I uncheck it, it disappears, and it's subscribed to this image detected fruit topic, which if we go here, our publisher is image detected fruit. If we call the service again, let's say now we're going to type banana. Now it appears the banana, so this was published. So we got the image from the file, we converted to ROS messages, and we published it. Yeah. And to be coherent, let's write something else like strawberry, and what happened here? The unknown image. Okay, fantastic. So now you have a ROS2 node that has a service subscriber and a publisher, so a topic publisher, a topic subscriber, and a service server in the same node. Great. And that's all for today. I hope you loved the video. Please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, and remember that you have all these courses here, and especially this course on ROS2 basics in 5 days, where we explain all this that I have explained in this video in very short time. Here in this course, it's hours and hours of content, and you'll be very proficient in ROS2 at the end. I guarantee. Okay, so that's all. Thanks and peace.